Welcome back, Senior Devs. Sean Cannon here. In this lesson, we're going to pick up where we left off in the last module. Now that we know we need to stop multitasking, how can we train ourselves to focus on one task at a time? Have you ever found yourself so immersed in a task that you completely lost track of time? Your focus was so intense that the world around you faded away and all that mattered was the task in front of you. Your productivity skyrocketed because you were focused on one thing and only one thing for a long period of time. And because your focus was so intense, you made massive progress on that task, much more than you would normally make. You were so in the zone that absolutely nothing could distract you, and because you were so immersed and focused on your task, your enjoyment of your work went up significantly. You weren't thinking about the things you'd rather be doing. How often do you experience what I just described? Most devs find themselves extremely distracted when they try to do work. Just getting any work done requires a significant amount of effort. There are so many interruptions and so many distractions, so many things that take you off the task you're trying to make progress on. But it doesn't have to be this way. What would you say if I told you you could reach this state of heightened focus, increased concentration, increased productivity, and overall happiness on a regular basis? That state is called flow state, and it's what this module is all about. If you want to achieve maximum productivity, you must understand flow state. It sets the highest achievers apart from anyone else. When you're in flow state, your mind is 100% engaged. You're completely and totally focused on the work in front of you. Rather than emptying your mind, you're trying to completely fill it. You're so focused that nothing can distract you from the job in front of you. Entering flow state is a totally immersive experience. You're fully committed to what you're doing and you have no room in your conscious for anything else. You have no room for other thoughts, distractions, tasks, desires, or worries. When you're in flow state, you'll experience several significant things. Total immersion. You're so immersed in the task at hand that everything else fades to the background. Being in flow state is highly enjoyable and can turn even the most difficult jobs into pleasant experiences. Increased productivity. When you're in flow state, your productivity goes through the roof. Why? Because you're only focused on a single task. You're not trying to multitask. And because your energy is focused so strongly on one thing, you make significant progress on it. No distractions. When you truly enter flow state, your brain shuts out everything except what's in front of you. Nothing else seems to matter. You are completely oblivious to the distractions that are flying around you and focused on achieving something that actually matters to you. Lost track of time. Because you're so immersed in your task, you may completely lose track of time. This is also why you tend to be more productive when you're in flow state. You're able to dedicate more focused time to a task than normal to get significantly more work done. Increased enjoyment of the task. When you're in flow state, you're not thinking about what you're missing out on. You're not thinking about the problems in your life. All your attention is in a single spot, not scattered about by 1,000 different thoughts and worries. The result is hyper-productive bliss. Entering flow state requires that you stretch yourself, tackling worthy, challenging goals. It's difficult to get into flow state when you're working on mundane, tedious tasks. The primary benefit of flow state is that it allows you to live a more meaningful life. Flow state ensures that you dedicate a significant portion of time to tasks that are meaningful and allows you to experience joy while you're performing those tasks. Now that you understand what flow state is and how you can identify when you're in flow state, how do we get there on our own terms? Step 1, choose a challenging task. It's not easy to get into flow state if what you're working on is something that you don't enjoy or feels beneath you. You can do it, but it takes more practice. I get into flow state all the time when I'm coding unit tests, and I don't enjoy writing them at all. The trick is to have respect for the task. Either respect that it challenges you, or respect that the project benefits from it and you're the best person for the job. Step 2, set clear goals on what you're trying to achieve. When seeking to enter flow state, be specific about exactly what you're trying to accomplish during a specific period of time. Set a time limit for yourself and then choose what you're going to accomplish during that time. By putting boundaries on yourself, it forces you to concentrate very quickly so you don't waste time. Do one thing and only one thing during your period of intense concentration. You may want to consider using a Pomodoro method to help you enter flow state. By using the Pomodoro method, you force yourself to focus intensely for 25 minutes with no distractions. After 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. And after 4 Pomodoro cycles, you take a longer break, like 15 to 30 minutes. It's important to note that you need to give yourself enough time to get into flow state. For example, if you have a meeting scheduled in 15 minutes, that's probably not enough time to get into flow. Step 3, cut out all distractions. Put your phone on airplane mode, close your email, and silence all notifications. Block social media sites if necessary. Listen to background music that will drown out distracting conversations. Headphones are a huge help as they will cut out background noise as well. Remember, your goal is to give 100% of your attention to a single task. If anything cuts into that attention, it needs to be completely eliminated. Be extremely vigilant about this. Step 4, eliminate multitasking. If you want to enter flow state, it's absolutely essential that you eliminate all multitasking. It can be tempting to try and work on multiple things at once, but doing so will absolutely kill your flow. We covered this in our last module. You must give all your focus, drive, and energy to one thing. You must become so immersed in that one thing that all other things fade away. This simply can't happen if you're simultaneously trying to listen in on a meeting, respond to chat notifications, and so on. If you choose a task that you respect, like I mentioned earlier, then you should respect it enough to give it 100% of your undivided attention. Your brain simply doesn't have enough power to focus on multiple things at one time. Step 5. Strengthen your concentration. If you want to enter flow state, you absolutely must be able to concentrate fully. If your concentration is wandering, you'll struggle to give 100% of yourself to what's in front of you. How can you ensure that your concentration is at peak capacity? One of the primary ways is to ensure that you get enough sleep. High performers know that sleep is absolutely essential to peak performance. They go to bed at a reasonable hour and ensure that they have good sleep habits. If you need an extra jolt of concentration during the day, consider drinking a cup of coffee or tea a short time before you need to enter flow state. An apple can help too. Step 6. Monitor your emotional state. If you still find it difficult to enter flow state, take a step back and look at your emotions. Are you feeling frustrated, worried, overwhelmed? If this is the case, you should try to relax before you try to enter flow state. Put on some chill music or take 5 minutes and watch a funny video on YouTube to boost your mood and take your mind off anxieties. One thing that can be extremely helpful when you need to enter flow state is creating a ritual or series of actions that you perform every single time you're about to work. The ritual is a trigger, an indicator to your body and brain that something important is about to happen. The more you perform the ritual, the more your body interprets it as a sign to enter flow state, and the easier it is to get into flow state. It creates a deep neurological link and helps you get the tunnel vision you need to shut out all your other responsibilities while you focus on the task in front of you. For example, your ritual might look like the following. Make a cup of coffee, take 10 deep breaths with the cadence of inhaling for 4 seconds through your nose, holding for 4 seconds, and exhaling for 8 seconds through your mouth. This will slow your heart rate down and help saturate your bloodstream with oxygen, helping to get rid of brain fog and make you more alert. Close your door, close your email, turn your phone on airplane mode, mute all notifications on chat applications, put on your headphones, turn on Brain.fm or Deep Focus playlists on Spotify to keep you from being distracted by sound. I recommend finding a playlist you enjoy and reusing it indefinitely. And begin. Every time you want to enter flow state, follow this exact series of steps to help you train your body and brain, and you'll be much more able to get into flow state quickly. The last thing I want to mention is to remember to be mindful of your time. You likely work on a team, and no matter how efficient you are at your task while in flow, the reality is you're shutting yourself out and away from the team when you do this. So reserve this for blocks of time when you've pre-communicated to your colleagues that you will not be available, and in turn go the extra mile when you're not working on your own tasks to be proactively available to assist the rest of the team. That wraps up this module. Keep growing, and I'll see you in the next one.